Today I'm going to get the 48 out and we're going to spread some manure with it. It's supposed to get rain later on this week, so I want to get a good coat of manure down on the fields and then the rain will sink it in for me. Then make sure we got it neutral here. And pull the ignition on, give it some choke. Let's see if she goes. The thing about these old Cubs is you got to be very careful with the choke because it'll flood. Well, that's good. She started right up. First thing. They're finicky though, so if you do like these old tractors, you just have to be ready to putter with them a little bit, and there's no need of leaving the crank in there because my luck, I'll run into something, break it. The cool thing about Cubs is they've got this little spot right here for the crank. It has a 3-speed transmission, so you got to kind of finesse the clutch a little bit sometimes. But it runs really well. It'll smoke a little bit. I leave it idling while I'm filling the manure spreader, and then when I throttle back up, it'll smoke for a second. And I don't really know what causes that. Maybe a little bit of blow-by from the engine, but for the most part, it runs clean, so I'm not going to worry about it. If you do a motor job on a Cub, you actually end up putting more money in a motor job than you would have in another old tractor. You could easily put $1,500 or more into an engine job overhaul on a Cub because they don't have what they call removable sleeves or cylinder sleeves, so you actually have to bore the block out, and you can buy brand new replacement heads and you can get all the motor parts. Cubs are very popular still. You know, they're a great tractor on a small farm or even a larger farm, but they're pretty limited. You can get an adapter for a 3-point hitch on the back, but the power takeoff turns the wrong way, so most modern implements, you know, don't work on them. You have to buy Cub specific, and they're around. There's a lot of people who collect Cubs and refurbish them and, you know, sell parts and pieces. I'm pretty fortunate. I have, you know, everything I need for a Cub here, and you know, there's always stuff you want, you know, collect them all, but I'm trying to get away from that mentality and just get what I need. So we're gonna go grab the manure spreader, which I store into the barn for the winter. This one here engages the beaters. So there's 3 beaters. There's 2 top ones and then there's a wide spread on the back. So these top ones right here, this one and this one, will chop into any kind of the heavy stuff. Then this one right here is a wide spread, which will throw it out from side to side. So with it being ground drive, you turn this one on, it engages the beaters on the back, and then this one right here engages the apron, which is the conveyor belt. And the further down the notches you go, the faster the conveyor belt goes, which equals to more manure per acre. way the bed chain works is this lever right here engages this drum right here, which is like, it's kind of diamond shaped, and so every time the tire makes a rotation, it hits on a cog, and there's a ratchet that'll push the bed chain ahead a certain distance, probably about this far every time it hits it. So if you were to watch the bed chain in motion, it would be like, which is really interesting. And I couldn't tell you the date this manure spreader was built, but I do know they made them in the late 1940s, early 1950s, and then they came out with another spreader that replaced it, which was essentially the same. That's it for me today. I'm all pooped out. I'm going to give this thing a bath and call it good. See you next time.